Hey everybody, BrickFleet here, and today's video is going to be very different compared to the usual content that I make. Now, I want to start this off by saying that I am not a superstitious person. I don't really believe in ghosts or any sort of otherworldly beings, but this video had to be made because there is just so much to say about this cursed Lego Bionicle story. Our story starts on the 26th of June, 2019. A Reddit account by the name of BleachPong would post a video with the caption, "After years of hearing weird noises in our house, we captured something eerie on video." First of all, I've never believed in ghosts and don't consider my home to be a creepy place at all. The house was only built about 9 years ago, and as far as I know, the land it's on doesn't have a dark history of any kind. However, ever since we moved in, we have experienced some strange things. The weirdest part is most of what we have experienced involves toys, aside from one time my brother says he clearly heard our dad calling his name from downstairs, only to find out that he was the only one home. One reoccurring thing we've heard tons of times over the years is the sound of someone digging around in this big plastic tub of Lego pieces. When we were kids, we all collected and built Bionicles all the time in our playroom upstairs. The sound of shifting the pieces around to look for a part makes a very loud and distinct noise that everyone in our house became familiar with. But it was common for us to hear it when we were certain that no one was up there. When we got older, we stored our vast collection of Bionicles and the tub of loose parts in a long closet, and we've continued to hear the noises coming from there every now and then. We have always been confused and weirded out by the sound, but we never bothered to record the noises just because everyone in the house has heard it firsthand, and a recording of the sound of the Legos in the next room didn't seem like it would interest anyone else. We told a friend about this who thought it was crazy and insisted that we record it next time. Not long after that, both of my brothers were watching TV and heard the sound down the hall. They immediately started recording and we got pretty decent audio of the noise. We sent the clip to our friend, who showed it to several other people who all got creeped out and started wanting to spend the night at our house to hear it for themselves. When they came over, our parents heard all the hype about the video and wanted to hear it, so we just Chromecasted it to our living room TV so everyone could watch together. That's when we all noticed that a large Bionicle, it's the one we designed as kids to be huge, so it towers over the store-bought ones, in the back of the closet, turns its head towards us right as we're leaving. No one had noticed it before watching on the phone screens because it's fairly small, and we all thought that the action was over anyway by that point in the video. We immediately went upstairs to check it out and found it in the same position it's in at the start of the video, although its neck joint is pretty rigid anyway, so we don't think it could have just drooped or fallen. It's definitely pretty eerie. I want to reiterate that we have never felt unsafe in our home. We're not bothered by the things that we have experienced, but they are a little strange. Let me know what you think. Edit. Some people have been asking to see the Bionicles and speculating that it's battery powered, but it's definitely not. Anyone who's ever built them themselves will recognize the joint pieces in the neck. I took a picture so you can see how it's built, and another with a cereal box for scale. Also, someone made a GIF of the movement since many people weren't able to spot it. Edit 2. I've also seen some people speculating that the sound we've been hearing is a mouse running through the parts. Maybe that's possible, but I really doubt it. The sound of the recording isn't as loud as we thought it would be hearing it in person, but it sounds like somebody sticking their hand and shifting a large portion of the Legos at the same time. A pause, then the same thing again. Just like it does when someone is intentionally digging. I would think that a mouse running across the top would just move a few pieces around.
There's literally nothing in here. Yeah. There's nothing over here.
What makes this video and the entire story so fascinating is the subtle yet unexplainable events that occur throughout the duration of the clip. The sound of sifting through Lego boxes is undoubtedly creepy and can definitely be heard. Furthermore, a figure appears to move on its own at around the 56-second mark, just in the very back of the room. The head swivels towards the camera, yet they don't seem to notice this until after the fact. With all these eerie details, it leaves us teetering on the edge of belief, questioning whether we're witnessing something that is otherworldly. Let's set aside the realm of superstition for a moment. What's often labeled as paranormal can usually be attributed to either intentional hoaxes or ordinary explainable events. Debating the paranormal isn't really something that's in the scope of this channel though. While I'd love to sell you the story that this is a creepy or thrilling event, just like the last few YouTubers who've covered this topic semi-poorly, there's just a lot of evidence that stacks up against the story having any sort of truth to it. If something like this happened to you, in the case of BleachPong, this has supposedly been happening for years, wouldn't you think to submit other recordings that you might have captured? Even if there's no video proof of it, it seems like a big part of the story is that the sound cues of Lego being sifted through would be enough to rattle off some sort of suspicion and might be worth posting about. If the story were true, wouldn't it be retold by the original poster off-site? The barrier to entry of posting on the paranormal board seems to be next to nothing. You don't even need a video clip on your initial post on the subreddit. That's another thing too. If you check the top posts of all time in r/paranormal, it seems that the biggest story to ever be posted was, you guessed it, BleachPong's haunted Bionicle post. Most of the posts that precede the success of the Bionicle story are more sensational than the benign nature of BleachPong's Bionicle haunting. While the video itself raises a couple of good questions, how did the Bionicle's head tilt towards the camera, and with the sifting being audible, what was the source of the noise? I can't say conclusively if the audio or the video has been forged. I've spent a couple of hours trying to find something that could point me into the direction of it being faked digitally. This doesn't dismiss the possibility of practical effects being used, like string or hidden functions, to cause the movement. With all these uncertainties, I'd like to reach out to the original poster, BleachPong, or their brothers. The video offers some telling hints about their identity. At around the 17-second mark, we get a clear view of one of the brothers. More notably, at approximately the 1-minute point, there is a visible wall decal of Auburn University. Coupled with their distinct southern accents, it strongly suggests that they might reside in Alabama or somewhere in the southern US. You can find links to these still images and isolated vocals in the description below. If you have any leads, or you think you might know who they are, please get in touch with me via my social media channels. For now, this has been BrickFleet, signing out.